Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Box Score. We're diving into Sunday, November 23, 2025, and today's college basketball slate is stacked with opportunities to spot value and make smart bets. Before we jump into the picks for tomorrow, let's take a moment to look back at yesterday's results because it was an outstanding day of betting. We went 5-1. Improving our season record to 76-54, and while it was nearly a perfect slate, the one misstep was laying 20.5 points with Shaka Smart. Never a good idea. Even when logic tempts you, big spreads in college hoops are tricky, and this one reminded us why. Yesterday's slate opened with Navy taking on NJIT in a game that became unexpectedly competitive. Navy covered a line that had moved from 13.5 to 17.5, which is a massive swing in college hoops. They ultimately won 86-70, edging NJIT in rebounds and turnovers while shooting 51% from the field, 46% from deep, and 73% from the free throw line. NJIT had some early season wins that looked impressive on paper against teams like Fordham, Loyola Maryland, and Fairleigh Dickinson, but those victories don't hold much weight this year. Navy clearly outclassed them, and the schedule ahead, Cincinnati, Louisville, EMU, and High Point, promises some difficult matchups for the Highlanders. The Marquette vs. Central Michigan matchup was one of the most exciting betting opportunities of the day. The over 152 cashed as both teams combined for 156 points. Marquette struggled offensively, losing the offensive rebound battle 14-8 to Central Michigan and barely edging them in turnovers. They shot 53% from the field, 33% from deep, and 63% from the free throw line, a reminder that shooting efficiency doesn't always guarantee covering the spread. They won the game by 14 points, so while the spread didn't hit, the over did, making it a solid call. Providence -4.5 at home against Penn State was another clean win. Penn State's youth and inexperience showed as they turned the ball over too often and struggled to score efficiently. Providence shot 41% from the field and only 18% from three, but they controlled the game and handled a team that simply isn't ready to compete at this level yet. San Francisco at -2.5 against Minnesota was another highlight, winning 77-65 at a neutral site. San Francisco shot 49% from the field and 50% from three, while Minnesota's free throw shooting was abysmal at just 50%, confirming that they're not a team to rely on this season. Chattanooga -6.5 against North Alabama also hit easily, with a final score of 71-57. They dominated the boards by 8 and tied the turnover battle, showing clear superiority over a struggling North Alabama team that shot poorly from deep in the free throw line. The one loss yesterday came from Marquette, reinforcing the point that laying huge numbers with Shaka Smart is rarely a good idea, even against a team with back-to-back losses. Turning to Sunday's slate, Clemson faces Georgia in a fascinating clash from the Shriners Children Classic. Clemson, coming off a 3-point win against West Virginia, spent most of the game trailing and struggled on the offensive glass and turnovers. 0 starters returned from last year's team, making this one of the weakest Clemson rosters in recent memory. Georgia, however, is battle-tested, having narrowly beaten Xavier in a grinding matchup. Both teams may be a bit fatigued from physical games, but Georgia's depth and frontcourt advantage make the Bulldogs +2.5 a strong call. Expect cleaner ball movement, improved shooting from deep, and a disciplined frontcourt showing from Georgia. South Dakota vs. South Carolina State is a straightforward fade. South Carolina State is 0-5, has lost every game by double digits, and struggles to shoot efficiently while committing 17 turnovers per game. South Dakota minus 11.5 is a no-brainer, and with a lively home crowd in Vermilion, they should cover comfortably. In the Ivy League, Maine takes on Brown, and this is my favorite bet of the day. Brown is 1-5, losing road games and struggling to score efficiently. Maine, winless at 0-5, has the perfect home opportunity to get their first win, with recent losses being competitive but winnable. Maine minus 115 on the money line is a smart call, as they should capitalize on home court advantage before the Thanksgiving break. Back at the Shriners Classic, West Virginia takes on Xavier. West Virginia needs this game after narrowly losing to Clemson and benefits from the return of star guard Honor Huff following a suspension. Their defense ranks in the top 50 nationally, and Xavier has struggled to score against even mid-major competition. West Virginia minus 6.5 looks solid, especially with the majority of the home crowd in their favor. Quinnipiac plus 13.5 at Pittsburgh is another spot where context matters. Pittsburgh is traveling from Florida after a loss to UCF, with an empty gym due to Thanksgiving break. Quinnipiac has had time to prepare, played physical matchups against strong teams, and should be able to exploit a fatigued and underprepared Pitt squad. The spread, and possibly the money line, is attractive. For a few, almost bets, George Washington plus 5.5 at MC is intriguing despite coaching changes. Furman minus 5.5 at home against Queens is smart to capture a rivalry win, and Robert Morris plus 3.5 against Monmouth is another value play. Monmouth should never be laying points in this matchup, and history supports the fade. Sunday's slate offers a mix of Power 4 matchups and mid-major opportunities with clear edges to exploit. By combining team trends, matchup analysis, and situational factors, these picks give a chance to gain an edge in college basketball betting. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Beyond the Box Score, and turn on notifications so you never miss a detailed betting breakdown. Drop your favorite picks in the comments below, and let's keep the discussion going. Stay sharp, bet smart, and enjoy the games.